Okay, it says you are live. Cool. Wow, people already on. Hey, how's everybody doing? How's everybody doing? I'm glad to see you guys getting on. We're going to give it a few moments. And before we get started, too, I'm going to give a quick announcement because there's some things that's been going on that we want to make sure we put out to everybody before we get started on this. Mm-hmm. This is lovely. What time is it there? Where you at, Kevin? What time is it? It's 10. It's after 10 o'clock.
Yeah.
Hello from Gulfport, Mississippi. Hello, Mississippi. Hello, Gulfport, Mississippi. Hello, Carol Heath and Tracy. Hello to everybody that's coming on. Awesome. I hope everybody's enjoying this beautiful weather that we're actually having in North Carolina right now. It's supposed to have been up in the mid 70s today.
It sounds good, Terence. Mid 70s.
Mid 70s. Hey, this is North Carolina. It's allowed to be 10 degrees tomorrow. Columbus, Mississippi. Welcome. Hello, everybody. Hello. Happy Sunday afternoon. Hello from South Carolina. Good evening, everybody. Man, I'm excited for this conversation. Hello to Speak Life with the Browns. Good evening, everybody. Okay. From Bowie, Maryland, they said it's 57 degrees there. At least y'all ain't talking snow anymore. Hello, Chicago. Hello, Virginia. Say again. This is beautiful. Just allowing people a chance to see that we've gone live. Mm-hmm. Hello from Texas. Is that Euless, Texas? I don't even know how to pronounce that. Euless. Hello from Ohio. We were just talking about driving to Ohio. Hello from Rhode Island. From the city of brotherly love. And hello, North Carolina. What's going on? Welcome. We were just talking about Rhode Island, too. Hello from London, Ukraine, UK. London, UK. Glad to be on as well.
Hey, now I see. First, I couldn't see the comments. Now I see.
Oh, you see them? Awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're doing good. We've been live now for 4.5 minutes. We got about 71 people on. Oh, okay. Thank you for that. Euless. Okay. That's how you pronounce that city. Euless, Texas. Got you. Well, welcome. Thank you for being with us.
I've never heard of Euless, Texas.
She spelled it YOU/less. I was like, okay, I can pronounce that. Ulyss.
Yeah.
Well, thank you. I hate chopping up names, man. Names mean something to people. I hate chopping them up. They look at you like they want to say something.
Why are you looking at me?
Because I love you. She asked me why was I looking at her.
See what I'm saying?
She said, why am I looking at her? I said, because I love you. That don't change. Fort Worth, Texas. What's up? What's up? Welcome to the house.
I love it. Love it, bro.
Is Davina in the room?
She's on the line, I guess, but she's not.
Oh, yeah, she is. Because
okay.
I said,
okay.
Yeah, I said their platform. Yes.
I'm on the live. I'm in the room too. Because I got to be the producer.
Yeah, the wifey is, she's online too. Yes, she's got to stay behind me to make sure I don't need any help. I love my wife, man. She makes me look good even when I'm just laying on the floor like I'm crippled or something. Tell Jill we said hello. Hello, Jill.
Hey.
I'm telling her.
Hey, y'all.
Well, look, we're about 5-6 minutes in, so I'm gonna go ahead and get started because I got some other stuff to share anyway. So before we get started, let me say this, okay? I'd like to welcome everybody, but before we go into it, there is an imposter accounts, okay? And what they're doing is they're reaching out to folks as if they're us. So for those of you that's been rocking with us, no, Jill and I ain't never reached out to anybody actually for anything. So if somebody reaches out saying that they are part of a God-Ordained union, know that it's not us, okay? For some people that have reached out to us and have shared that someone has reached out to them, they said they have been able to identify that it wasn't us because it says a God-Ordained union like 3-4. And our actual is God-Ordained Union 342. So they've been able to see that the 2 wasn't present and know that it wasn't us. So we just want to share that to say, look, just be cautious if anybody reaching out to you in the name of a God-Ordained Union, that it's not us. Y'all know us by now. We don't reach out saying that we need anything from you. So it's all good. Okay, just want to make sure we put that out there. I want to say because this is the brothers coming out tonight. We're going to do our thing in just a few moments. Because we're here tonight, there will not be a video premiere from Jill and myself tonight like we normally do on Sundays at 8 p.m. So we pray that, you find this entertaining and it's really enjoyable and it's something that that's going to be worth your time. So we just want to put that out there. And the private group, our private group is going to meet. Is it this coming Tuesday? Yeah, this coming Tuesday, we're going to meet. So we're looking forward to that. So welcome to everybody that's going to be a part of that. Be on, have your seatbelt, have your notepad and pen, because we're looking to have fun like we always do and getting deep in whatever it is that we're going to be talking about. So I just want to put that out there. Now, with all that being said, we are the brothers. My name is Terence Smith. For those of y'all that know me, God-Ordained Union, I got my man here, Mike Brown. Now, Mike is all the way is in the UK right now.
No.
That's Kevin Brown. I'm sorry, Kevin Brown. And Kevin is actually from the United States, but he lives in the UK right now. So I want y'all to welcome him because it's after 10 o'clock there, and him and his wife made themselves available for this event for him to be on. So, we got to show him some love. And at the same token, Kevin, I want to give you an opportunity to say a shout out to your platform because I know that you're going to be streaming live there as well. So if you want to take some moments to say hello to everybody and address your platform, it's all yours.
Yes. First of all, last time all 3 of the brothers was on, it was last month, I believe. And I don't know what was going on with my sound. I just don't know what was going on with the sound. Thank you so much, Nat. Can you guys hear me clear, Terence?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I can hear you.
Okay, everybody else online, can you guys hear me clear? Before I do anything else, I want to make sure this is y'all can hear me. So let us know if you guys can hear me loud and clear. Okay,
Yeah, then the chat they're
God-Ordained
saying yes. Oh, that was
that's
Jill.
Mary Bell
Yes.
said
She said she can hear
yes.
you.
Yes, we can hear you. Nat says yes. Somebody gave a thumbs up. All right, cool. So you guys can hear me. So we good. Somebody speaking life with the Brown said it still sound a little strange.
Not on this
It's
one.
much better than last time. I still don't. Oh, yes, very clear. Somebody said
Yes,
Yeah,
yes.
it's clear here.
maybe
It's
it's
clear
low.
here with us.
All right. So, audio is low. All right. I'm at 100.
If the audio's low, they might just want to turn the volume up.
Yeah, is your audio?
Audio
Yes.
is low. See, that's I don't know what's going on.
But you sound very
Audio.
clear to us.
I got clear signals on everything that I got. Everything says yes, Kevin, you're good.
Yes, you are
So
good.
I'm thinking if I come off of this and change up my camera, it might be a little fuzzier than normal. But if I change that up, you may somebody say clear.
Yeah, you
Say
clear.
clear. All right.
Yeah.
Let me stay with that because I
Cool.
love my Mexico. I love my
Cool.
Mexico. It's got 2 mics on it, so I should be good.
Cool. And
Right,
I do want to say a shout out to Mike Sears. Mike is our third brother that's going to be on, but right now he's in the middle of an event at his church, and he's doing some things for them that's celebrating their pastor's birthday. So he's going to, as soon as that event is over, he's going to do his best to get on with us. So when he do, I would definitely bring him on. But I just want to make sure that you guys know that normally there's 3 of us. Today there's going to be 2 at the very beginning, but we're going to still do our best to hold it down. So, and I'm pretty sure we can, because I think the topics we're going to be talking about today is something that everybody wants to hear. People have been asking about, and it's just something that I think is going to make a lot of sense as we start to go through it. So let me share, Kevin. Yeah. So Kevin, I'm going to turn this back over to you for just a moment, because I'm pretty sure I interrupted you a second ago, and let you go into what you was actually saying and getting back to what you were saying to everybody. And I'm gonna keep my mouth closed for a few minutes.
So it's gonna be quick. All right. So as you can see, my name is Kevin Brown, and our channel is Speaking of Life with the Browns. My wife Davina, who's watching now, we help women, Christian women who love God, but they feel stuck in some areas or what have you. We help them to grow in maturity. Also, we help them with steady, disciplined faith. We do that by creating spaces, right? Create a space so real transformation happens in their life. It's not just something we just inspire people to do or anything like that. We have our YouTube channel. We have our circle, which is on Wednesdays. We go live on Wednesdays. We do videos for you guys. We also have a couple of sessions where we did a whole year on 2 books that we did. My wife, I'm gonna talk about her too. She's an author, she's a coach, and all those good things, right? We also are Beyond Success facilitators, where we facilitate a journey of transformation and personal growth. So that's what we do. Our channel is, again, Speak New Life with the Browns. You can go check us out, catch up on some videos. I'm excited for Terence and Jill, because we have a really good chemistry and combination together. We can help you out on both angles. That's my spiel.
That's awesome. That's awesome. And I was just writing down here a quick note to myself to say, look, we'd like everybody to go follow them. Please go follow the Browns. They have an amazing platform, and they are doing amazing things. So if you haven't heard from them, go follow them right now and start to learn what it is that they're doing. Get involved. We're about helping people, and they are really, really, really about helping people themselves. They're doing an amazing job where they are throughout the world. So y'all show them some love. For those of you that are new from his channel, I said earlier that I'm Terence Smith, one of a God-Ordained union. My wife Jill and I, we have our platform here in the United States, and what we do, we love helping increasing God-ordained unions. And we do that by targeting and talking to people that are in God's waiting room. I call it the elevation room. The people that have already prayed and is standing on God's word that he has someone for them. They're looking to be married. So these are people that are serious. And what we're doing is we're not telling them how to live. What we're sharing with them is what we went through. We wish we had a platform when we were in God's waiting room, when we were engaged, when we were dating, to help walk us through the landmines that are out there in this new dating thing. And so what we're doing now is just sharing our story, what we've learned after looking back at what we went through. It's nothing that we knew when we went through it. We tell people that up front. We didn't know all this stuff when we went through it. We are looking back now saying this is the lesson that we learned by going through those things. And we're just trying to share those lessons to anybody that's willing to listen, people that are in the same position we were. We know a lot of you have been out there saying that you don't think God's hearing you, or you're going through a quiet season and you don't know what that means. And we try to discuss those things and share with you what we've learned about it when we went through it and what it could possibly mean for you and where you are in your growth and in your journey right now to finding your God-ordained spouse. With that being said, you can go to our website. If you want to join, we have a private group. We have, and they get on every first and third Tuesday from 8 to 10 p.m. We go live every Tuesday at 7 p.m. We actually have premiere videos that go out on Thursday and Sunday evenings. There won't be one this Sunday, as I said, because we're replacing that with this live that we're doing right now. But you can go on there. We also have an ebook that my wife broke down, put it down. And I mean, look, she put her foot in that thing. So go check that out. Go check that out. And at the same token, if there's anything ever that you would like us to talk about, you could reach out to us on our same platform. You go to God-Ordained.com. You can leave us a message. And so, yeah, that's what it's all about. So we thank all of you that are coming from the Browns platform, and we look forward to doing some things with you guys and entertaining y'all in the future. So with that being said, my brother, how's it going, Kevin?
It's going good, man. It is going wonderful. It is going great. I'm loving it. I'm loving it. I got to do one more shout out. Shout
Yes,
out
sir.
to all the single lifers that's watching right now. We are streaming live on our channel as well. Hey, family, how y'all doing? I see Ann in the house saying hello. Hey, Sister Ann. Let me tell you about Sister Ann. She got the most wonderful laugh that would just brighten your day. I tell you right now, if you heard it, you'd be like, wow. Like, it's wonderful. And she's a big supporter of the Browns, man. I tell you. We really couldn't do this without the Lord. I'm gonna tell you, our story, how he brought us together, is super amazing. I'm telling you, if you go to our channel and look at it, go check your story out. Because I can sit here and tell you, but you ain't got enough time for that. You got the time for it. But how he laid everything out, how we get together, what was going on in our lives, how it happened. For me, I was divorced, and how we got back together, how me and Davina got together. How she was going through her situation, and how we end up in the same place, asking the Lord and having the same desire, and how we building on that. It's super amazing. It's super amazing. I can get into a whole lot, but we're gonna get into the topic today.
Well, hey, look, I look forward to hearing about that later. But look, we have an amazing conversation to have with you guys today. We were talking, we did an event, our very first event for the brothers. We did back last month at the very beginning of the month. And here we're coming back with our second event. And one of the things that was asked, we had a meeting, and I say we, Kevin, Mike, and myself had a meeting, a couple of days ago, and we were just talking about, what came up, what came out of what we did last month. In the conversation we had last month, was there any interest in us doing anything else? And I shared with the guys, I said, yes, a lot of women were asking us about, what can we do, to help kind of give guys a nudge, to take that step, that next step. And it boiled down to, with all the different things they talked about, it really boiled down to me summarizing it, saying, well, I think out of what was heard, women want a cheat sheet. And it's like cheat sheets, like, yeah, they want a cheat sheet, you know, something that can help them understand that when they meet a person, that they know, or they can find out shortly after the initial meeting, before the first date. That's critical in this. Before the first date, they can find out that this person is actually serious about moving into marriage. Okay, not necessarily with them, but knowing that they're open to marriage, that they are in this for the same reason that they're into it. It's so, you know, that's what we're going to talk about today. You know, we want to talk today about how can a woman tell, even a guy, how can they tell when they first meet that they're both on the same type of journey, that they both are looking for the same thing. So we're just going to go into this conversation, talk from the hip, and let it do what it do. So here, let me share my story, okay? And when Jill and I first met, and y'all have heard our story from Jill, so I'm not going to go into everything to tell you how we met, but I want to share this part about it. When we met, the one thing that I think, and she can tell you this for herself later at another time, but I believe I did a good job of making sure she knew that she wasn't in this by herself. I made a purpose of saying, I want you to know that I really like you. Just like I'm feeling that you like me. I just want to let you know you ain't in this by yourself. And so, and there's a point where I actually, you know, told her that I want to get to know more about her. But I'm saying when we first started, I really wanted to make sure she knew if she was nervous, if she was going through any type of emotion, I wanted her to know that she wasn't looking for something serious by herself. And hopefully I did a good job. I think I did because we're married now. But, you know, like I said, we can look in the chat and see if she typed something in the chat about, you know, if I did that, if I accomplished that, or if she just, you know, if she just felt like she already knew. But yeah, so we want to help you guys. Kevin, when you first met your wife, was there any hiccups whether or not you both were looking for the same thing?
Right, this is good. I like that. Let me tell you how it went down with us.
How it went down.
So my whole thing was, my first thing was me being healed. That was number one, me being healed. Because I asked the Lord to heal me because my heart was broken, and asked for healing. I got my healing, right? So I asked him for a wife that has his heart. Because if she has his heart, she'll know how to love me because she have his love and she know what love is. Right? So we in this group together, not knowing each other. We end up seeing each other because of lives that we were doing in this group, right? It's 100X group. It's Kingdom Entrepreneurship Group. So we both in this group. She's over here in the UK, talking to the Lord about she don't want to go live and what have you. I'm used to going live because what I used to do with my aunt, I used to go live every Monday and help promote her stuff. So I was already introduced to the live stuff, right? So we get in this group, so we got to go live for 30 days. We got to go live for 30 days. I'm gonna speed this up to where I'm already divorced. So that's where I'm gonna get to that. I'm speeding this up to we already divorced. After I talked to the Lord about the wife that I wanted, I was really specific in his heart because my heart had been healed and I wanted what he wanted for me. I didn't want what I saw with my natural eyes. I wanted what he wanted for me and what he had for me. That was my whole thing. I didn't want what I had before. I want his choosing. That's what I was looking for. I wanted what he chose for me. I said, Lord, you got to give me the eyes to see this because I'm not going to look. Because if I look, it's going to be something else. And I'm just going to go off the woos and woos and not on the who's she belonged to. So he said, all right. I asked him the question. I get back into the group, and the first videos I see, only the Vegas. I mean, there's like thousands of people and women and men. Out of everybody's videos, the first one I saw was hers. And my eyes was like, whoa, who is this lady? It was Davina. I know Davina, not know her, but I promoted her business before while I was married. I didn't see her like that because I was doing a lot of stuff. The line is breaking. Is my line breaking?
I hear you pretty clear.
Okay. So I said, all right. I went straight into prayer mode. I said, Lord, Davina is so pretty. She is so pretty. I was like, I never saw her like that before because I wasn't going to because I was married before. So I said this to the Lord. I said, Father, I said, this is your daughter. This is your daughter. And I'm not going to talk to her unless you give me permission to talk to her. I'm not saying that. I'm not saying anything to her. And my wife right now saying the sound is a little muffled.
It's not muffled where I am. I can hear you clear.
Okay. So I said, Lord, I need your permission to speak to her. I need permission to speak to her. And it was almost like he hit me across the back of my head like, I just put her in front of you. Like, yeah, you just I'm giving it to you. I think some of our brothers have a hard time of receiving when God puts something in front of them. It's almost like too good to be true type of thing. And it's like our own perceptions get in the way. And it's like if He's pushing us to do something, we should just automatically say, all right, then, Lord, if this you, I'm moving ahead. And that's what I did. I said, all right, then, Lord, I feel like you're telling me I can talk to her. So I'm just going to go ahead and start talking to her. Right. So that's what I did. I started talking to her. And I messaged her and I said, hey, I said, Davina, you mind, can I talk to you about something? She said, sure. So we got on, I'm got my nerves built up. I'm ready to go, ready to talk to her. And I said, Davina, it was a little small talk or what have you, little surface stuff. It wasn't nothing major. And I said, you know what? I'm going to get into the real reason why I called you, why I'm talking to you. I'm like, I said this. I said, I like you, and I want to know if I can get to know you better. But I think that was our first time talking on the phone, maybe the second time. Because the first time we talked, there was no video. The second time I asked her, can I see her on video so we can talk in person, like on the video, because she was here and I was there. And I told her that I liked her and I wanted to see if we can move further. I want to talk to you in that sense. There was no games. I was not playing. I already talked to my Lord and I said, do I have your permission? If I got permission from my Father
Let
to
me
talk
let
to
me
you,
ask you this. Let me ask you this. How long was it before she knew you was interested in marriage? From when you first
it wasn't long
from
because
the
we
time you
started
met
talking.
her.
Yeah, from the time we started talking in September, before the new year was out, I already had that thing in mind. I already knew it. The thing about it is,
Did
I
she know?
observed. We was talking about it, and we started talking to her, and I'm like, I got Lord. I'm talking to him, and I'm talking to her. So when I asked her, when I started talking to her, I was getting his permission before him. So I was talking to him about her every day. Before we talked on the phone, I'm talking to him about her. I started making prayers for her. I started praying about her, just lifting her up to the Lord and all types of things. And I was like, Lord, I need to know that this is it because you told me I can talk to her. I believe you have. And if this ain't working, you need to shut this down. Shut it down. Because I'm not wasting nobody's time and I don't want nobody wasting my time. So let's get this clear. And it wasn't just chemistry. It was I it was spiritual connection. It was a straight spiritual connection. I was like, ain't no I'm going to ask her to marry me. Lord, you went to him first. I said, Lord, you like her so much, I'm in love with her. And I want to know if I have your permission, if I can propose to her. We asked him. It was about, uh, let me see. I would say about 4 months, 5 months, maybe something in that area.
Okay. You say 4 months. Let me ask you this. For the sake of what we're talking about today, how can we help women know if a guy comes up to her and say, "Hey, how you doing? My name is such and such. I want to get to know you. Can I take you out?" How can she find out before the first date that he's not looking to just kick it, but he's open to a long-term relationship, possibly marriage, so she knows going into the first date that she's not wasting her time?
Okay.
What can we do to help them with that?
Okay. Just this is, I would say, like this is the thing. It's almost like an interview. He's interviewing for a wife, right? So he's going to ask some intentional questions. He's gonna be really deep with his questions. It's not gonna be no, how was the weather? How the traffic bad out here. Not no surface level stuff. Right? That man going in deep because he's focused, right? He gonna check out your character. He gonna see what's going on with you, how you handle stuff, right? He's checking this stuff out. He's gonna basically, and what I was doing with Davina, he's gonna introduce you into his life, into parts of his life. He's telling you about some vision stuff. He's gonna tell you about what's going on in his life, that he has a vision. I told Davina about God was telling me about what he's called me to do. And I know I need a partner for that. And the thing about it is, the thing about it, and she can put it in here too, she had the similar vision years ago. God gave her almost the same thing. We had this, that was a deep connection. The conversation is going to be about the vision early, because he wants to know what's going on. Ain't no impressing. I ain't trying to impress you. I want to know if we aligned. I want to know if we connected. If we're gonna be on the same vision. If we got some goals. We got to be spiritually connected. The physical attraction is great, but having a physical attraction is great, but having spiritual connection, that is deep. That's some serious stuff. You're not praying. You want to know if you can handle some pressure. You want to know if you're gonna bring some peace. You don't want nobody just popping off and all this stuff. That draws them away. He want to know if you're gonna be. He want to know if you're consistent. He want to know if you're gonna show up right on time and have some respect for yourself. And like I said, it's spiritual alignment. It's so important, especially if you're looking for a kingdom spouse. You got to be aligned spiritually.
Yeah, and I would tell, and we was the conversation. I'm going to drop back to the conversation we had a couple of days ago. You, Mike, and myself, and we were talking about what we would just tell women, if it was up to us to tell the woman right now exactly. And one of the things we talked about was when a man comes up, introduces himself, says he would like to take you out. There's nothing wrong with the woman saying, "Hold up, before I answer your question, can I ask you one question?" And that question is, are you open to a long-term relationship or something leading into marriage, or are you just looking to kick it? You just looking to score points. You're looking to put a notch on your belt. What is it that you're looking for? Because I only intentionally date. And I don't have a problem going out with you, but I only want to go out with you if you're open to this possibly leading somewhere. I don't want to waste my time with guys just looking to, check a box that they put another notch on their belt, or you just looking to kick it until the right one come along. I want to know that you're being intentional as well. There's nothing wrong with that conversation whatsoever, in my opinion.
I I don't I don't I don't think anything wrong with that question. I think that's a straight, deep, opening question.
Yeah.
But
It's
but
all
like
about the
we said,
tone. You didn't put a gun to his head. You didn't, talk down to him. You just said, hold up. Look, I will answer your question, but I need you to answer this first. So I don't go into something not knowing that you and I are looking for something totally different. You looking to kick it. I ain't looking to kick it. It ain't saying it's
mm,
not a guarantee that you two are going to get married, but it still says that you two are looking for marriage. And that's
mm,
okay if you find out later that it's not going to be with each other. As long as you know you're going into it with that being a possibility if things work out right and God is involved and so on and so on. But for right now, to show women that they're not wasting their time with the guy, and the guy is got honorable intentions and he's looking to be whatever it is that he's looking to do. He's open to marriage before he asks you out.
mhm. I
And
before we continue, I see a comment in here, Tracy. She said, "My first question is, are you saved?" What do that mean? Because he can be saved, and you saved, but you have a real relationship with Jesus, and he don't. He just saved. So that that that's not gonna help you.
and I could say this too to even be more direct. Just because he's saved, it doesn't mean that he's looking for marriage.
Got
And
you.
what we want you to do is know up front if you're wasting your time with somebody that's trying to just kick it with you rather than build towards a future. That's what we're wanting to get across in this particular video. How can we help women know that when we as men approach them, or when men in their future approach them, how can you tell that you're not wasting your time? We talked about Kevin, remember we talked about what's on the menu. You got to know what the options are on the menu. You know, this guy might have an option plan. His option might say, I'm looking to kick it. I'm looking to do this, but I'm also looking to marry the right person when they come along. But if the
Yeah.
woman don't know that marriage is on the menu, then how does she know that she's not wasting her time as early as going on the first date?
You know, it has to be clear. The his whole intent, his direction got to be clear. You gotta get clarity from him first. You get the clarity. Because he'll tell you what's going on. He'll tell you. The actions will tell you. Everything will be
So,
clear.
so give them an example of what it looks like a man telling them up front that he's not playing games.
I ain't trying to figure out what you was wearing. I ain't trying to figure out how you cook. I ain't trying to figure out none of that stuff. I want to know where you stand at in the word. I want to know if you love the Lord. I want to know how often you're examining your relationship. I want to know if something happens, you don't have no problem with being calm still. Do you have peace in your life? You know, ain't no. I'm not looking for you. What's your favorite cereal? I'm not looking for none of that stuff. I'm talking about. I want to know what's going on in the heart. I want to know what it looks like in there. I want to know is peace coming with you? That's what I want to know. I want to know if peace coming with you. I want to know if you respect my purpose. You know what I mean? I have a purpose. I want to know if you respect my purpose. Do you have a purpose? What's your purpose? Right?
Yeah.
And again, are you spiritually aligned with God? Do you love the Lord like you love him? Do you love him more than me? Can we praise him one day? Can we sing and dance to him? Can we wake up singing a song? You know, do you wake up singing songs to the Lord? That's me. That's me. Now, what I was looking for, I had the relationship. I have the relationship with him, and I know what I was looking for. After a few, let me tell you, the V and I dated long distance. a lot of people fear long distance. Why? And the reason why they fear the long distance, I'm answering the question. The reason why they fear long distance is because I can't uh I can't see you that often. I can't be with you like I want to be with you. We can't hang out every weekend. Those were some of the realities that Devi and I had to experience. Our first date was in February after we started talking in September. Is when the first time I proposed to her. And yes, I proposed twice. Proposed twice. The first time she said no, y'all can go over there and check that. But yeah, I had a purpose, and I told her what it was. She told me what hers was. That is so important. If we know we want to do what the Lord is directing us to do, if we have that mindset, that mind frame, and we want peace and we want to grow, we want to mature together. Those are the signs you want. Those are the things you want. But then you want him to be so consistent with what he said.
Yeah. So let me share this, because I don't want anybody to be confused with what we're talking about.
Okay.
When I say, or when we're saying that a guy come up wherever it is he see you, ask you out, introduce himself, say he wants to take you out. What we're saying is, we're not saying, is he asking him, is he looking to marry you? We're saying, is he open to marriage in general? Because nobody knows who that person is going to be until God introduces them. So what I'm sharing and what we're trying to get across is, ladies, when a guy come up to you, it's not disrespect. It's not rude. When he says he would like to take you out, to just say, let me pause before I answer your question with asking you this question, this simple question. Are you or are you not open to marriage?
Not to me.
I'm not saying to me. I'm just saying, if we go out this weekend, everything hits off, and we go out on a number of dates, and we build up something, and sometime in the future we end up married, are you open to that being a possibility? Because if you're not, then respectfully, I'm going to say no, because I'm not looking to just date guys that aren't interested in marriage, because that's not helping me get closer to where I'm trying to go. That's what I want y'all to understand. Say it out. Like, I'm gonna give you an example. When Jill and I met, of course, everybody knows our story. No, we met online. She asked me, why was I single? A good-looking guy like me, why was I still single? So, and I was I answered that question. Okay. One, I laughed first. I thanked her for the compliment. Boom. Then I answered the question. But what it did, it gave me an opportunity to share something with her that she can learn about me immediately. And now she knows, based upon my answer, if I was open to marriage or if I wasn't. Does that make sense to everyone? I hope it does, because we want this to be as simple but as easy as possible. Because for those of you that's been a part of our channel, we've been telling y'all for years, the first date, you should be relaxed. You should have fun. It should be all about fun. It shouldn't be about an interrogation and all of that. However, for those of you that's saying, we want to know, we don't want to be dating a guy for 3-4 years and he was never interested in getting married in the first place. Well, this is a way for you to find out before the first date. Just ask a simple question. Okay. And it can be in any way you want it to be. Just make it a non-threatening question. Like, you're not asking him, either you say this or I'm shooting you in the forehead. No, just ask a simple, non-threatening, why are you still single? What is a good-looking guy like you out here looking for a woman in the first place? Why come you can't find something that gives him an opportunity to say, well, look, I'm looking, and what I told one of the things Jill and I had a conversation on is, I told her my conversation with God. I tried. I didn't have a problem meeting women. I had a problem meeting the right one. So I got out the way and said, it must be how I'm doing it. So let me get out your way, Lord, and let you introduce me to who it is you have for me, because the ones I'm meeting ain't working. And right now, I'm the only denominator in that whole plan. So let me get out the way. So what can we share with them tonight that will help them understand that they have the authority, they have the ability, they have the opportunity, once a guy approaches them, to learn if he's interested or have an interest in long-term building, or if he's just there to, like I said, kick it with somebody until he grows up or decides 5 years down the road that he might consider getting married.
There was a lot in there that you said. For one, I'm seeing some of the comments in there, and I'll tell you that question is really not a hard question. Check his response. Check the response when you ask it. It should be something smooth, like, well, yeah, I'm open to marriage, but it's cool. Yeah, are you open to marriage? If you go back, are you open to marriage? Yeah, okay, fine. The guy would he would have his that end goal in mind before if he's going out dating, knowing he's dating for marriage, you would know it. Like I said, it would be so intentional. Even if it's fun, he'd be so more relaxed. And if you start popping hard questions and stuff like that, he's like, okay, cool. I guess we're gonna do some talking. Let's go ahead and do some talking. I'm fine with that. But if the brother push off and get defensive and all this other stuff, he's not looking for the marriage. And you should be okay with that. Be okay with that. Even if that question sounds kind of harsh and he goes off, still be okay with that. Because remember, he's still going to check your posture and check and see if there's going to be peace. He might be doing it just to see if you're going to be peaceful. But you got to know who you are. You got to know your intentions. You got to know what you're going to be doing. You got to know how you're going to handle that answer if you're going to ask that question. Be prepared for the answer. Whether it's going to be a yay or a nay, just be ready for it. Because if he's ready for marriage, he gonna talk like he's ready for it. He's going to say stuff. He's going to invite you in his life.
One of the things I want to add, I don't want to cut you off, but one of the things I want to add is, remember, when he answers your question, remember, he's answering it generally, saying, yes, I'm open to marriage, because he still may not marry you. Y'all may find out on that first date, on the second, third date, however many you have, you may find out that you both aren't the right fit. But what we want to get out of this again is to help you understand. We want to give you a cheat sheet on how you can actually, hold on just a second. Boom. I just added my brother Mike to the platform. Welcome, Mike. So I just want to add to y'all to let you know that this is about you finding out that you and him are looking for the same thing. That way you know you're not in this by yourself. Brother Mike, want to welcome you to the show. We know you had we know y'all had an amazing event at your church, but I want to just bring you up and give you an opportunity to share. We're talking about, helping women with the cheat sheet, and we talked about how what we've suggested to them up to this point is that when a man approaches them, ask them out for the first time. For them to say, you know what, we telling them it would be okay for them to say, before I answer your question of you taking me out, let me ask you a question. Are you open to marriage, or are you just looking to kick it with somebody? What do you think about that? That response, one, and two, how soon after meeting your wife did she know you and her both were open to marriage?
So I think every situation is different. I think if a woman responds with that question, most men would probably run. Only only because they feel like, well, they don't know. Here's what I'm saying. The assumption is that you're asking, are you open to marrying me? Even if they don't say, are you open to marrying me? That's the assumption. Like, so it doesn't come off as, are you open to marriage in general? Because, I'm asking you out. So the assumption would be, and again, I think most men will run, but some may answer the question, especially if that is their interest. They definitely, it won't be a hesitation at all. It won't be a question. It'll almost be like, yeah, I'm happy you asked, and so that's just my opinion. And then with the question with regards to my wife and I, when we started talking before we had even gone out. So backstory, again, I was joking last time because she said I side chick Saturday her, which I didn't know what that was. But when we first went out for the first time. We had been just kind of casually talking. And then I asked her to go out. She went out, and then nothing happened after that. For a little while, partially because of COVID, and then partially because I didn't know what God wanted for me or what He wanted for me to do. But when we did circle back around and He showed her to me, my initial question was, do you know what you want? And what I have found in previous relationships is that most individuals don't know what they want, whether it's the male or the female. But in this particular situation, she did. Like, she was ready to answer the question. And I thought that was intriguing, and I felt that was extremely different. And from there, we started courting. And even in that first, what she calls, and I concur, our first date with a purpose, we did like I proposed it was like a 3-minute tell me everything about yourself kind of thing. And I've seen it on the movie. I've seen it on something. I was like, okay, you got 3 minutes. Just tell me everything you want me to know. And she was down with it. And, she rammed off a bunch of stuff, and I did the same thing. And I guess within that, we were both being very honest and open and real with each other without our representatives showing up. Like, she wasn't trying to impress. I wasn't trying to impress. It was just like, hey, this is who I am. And if you're down with it, cool. And if not, it's still cool.
Anybody got any questions for Mike? I know he just popped on, so y'all want to address any questions to him, please put it in the chat, and we're going to read them off when we get an opportunity as we see them come up.
I think it is threatening.
So Mike brought up something that is really important, and that is the threat of the implication of the question saying, are you interested in marrying me? That's a great point. But go ahead.
I just want to say, I don't know. Maybe some men can chime in because I just gave my opinion, but men speak up. If you ask somebody out and the woman responded by saying, yeah, I'm interested in going out, but are you interested in marrying, or, are you thinking about getting married? What would your response be? And I think part of it is because, men, they want to be the chaser. Again, the difference between the man that I'm talking about and the man that you're trying to avoid is the one that's really interested. He don't mind talking about it. He doesn't mind, going straight to it. But I think he does mind you bringing it up, maybe. Like, he wants to be the one to kind of, initiate. But I get it. You don't want to waste time beating around the bush. And it's like, well, are you even interested? And I don't know at what point it came up in our conversation, but we did establish whether or not we were interested in marrying, not necessarily if we were interested in marrying each other. But I don't remember at what point, but at some point that came up in terms of, what are you looking for? What do you want? And it was in the initial phases of our dating. So I just wanted to say that before you went on.
Oh, no doubt. No doubt. And I would say this as well. There's a difference in the conversation. And Kevin was alluding to this earlier about when a man is open to marriage and it's already in his heart for him to be married, his conversation is different. So
Right.
What I'm going to suggest also is, women, when a man approach you, listen to what he's saying. Listen to how he's saying it. Okay, because like you just said, there is a difference between the men you want to avoid and the men that are welcoming, that into their future. So you're going to have to listen for the difference between the verbiage in the two individuals. And you got to know what it sounds like when a guy is a prospect versus a guy that walks up wanting something else. You got to know what that looks like. You got to know what it sounds like. You got to know, because most guys that are looking for marriage, most guys that are serious about marriage, they're not going to come up to you with a rap. They're not going to come up to try to be real smooth. He's just going to come up and say it as plain as, hey, how you doing? I was across the restaurant and I saw you, you look very interesting. You had a smile on your face. I want to know, just being honest. I want to get to know a little bit more about you. Do you mind if I ask you out? It's to me, that's not a rap, because he's not saying coming up, you want some fries to go with this shade, that type of, you can hear a cliche rap if you've been out there before. You know what I mean? It's going to be to me, it's going to be obvious in the verbiage.
Yeah, I remember I told Davina, I said, I ain't got no game, and I ain't got time for games anyway.
She just put that in the chat. Your wife just put that in the chat. She said Kevin had zero game.
See? Zero.
She said you were straight and direct. She said you were straight and direct.
I told you, I ain't trying to play no games. I ain't got time to be wasted. I'm not wasting your time, nor am I wasting mine. I just know what I heard. I believe I'm going in a direction my father told me I can go in, and I'm going that way. If it don't happen, that means I misheard. But you see, I'm married.
Yeah. So let me ask y'all this. What about the conversation we had the other day? We talked about, the menu. We talked about time. We talked about, not taking anything for granted. What are some of those points we made that we can share with them now that would help them in understanding how to find out if they're on the same sheet of music with the person that they just met?
A couple of the points that I made with regards to shopping and menus. One, menu is real simple. You'll never be able to purchase a steak at McDonald's. Never. It's not on the menu. And so sometimes you just have to, when you ask those questions or you're being asked certain questions, sometimes you just have to know right up front that no, they're not steak material, or they're not interested in me like this, or they're not interested in me like that, or they're not interested in this at all. Like, sometimes, the male or the female, they're not interested in marriage. And so if you know that up front, then you just know that's not on the menu for them. And it's similar, when you go shopping, you have some people, when they go shopping, they know exactly what they want, and that's what they're going to get. Now, will they get lost in the shopping experience and end up picking up a few extra things? Most times, sometimes, but some, when people, they know what they want, they go straight in and they get it. In other words, they don't leave without the thing that they went in there shopping for. Those that's not really interested in buying, they'll come, they'll look around, because that's all they're doing. They just there to check it out. They're not interested in making a purchase, and I equate purchase to commitment. And, in a relationship, as serious as marriage, that requires a commitment. And so I think sometimes, you can know up front whether somebody's just shopping and they just, they want to test drive, they just want to, see what's available, as opposed to somebody that's, oh no, I know what I want. And like I said, with my wife, that was the question I asked. Do you know what you want? And she was like, do you want the short list or the long list? Which I was intrigued, because again, most times I've asked that question or implied it, and it was like, nah, they didn't really know. They gave me the answer that they thought I wanted to hear, but you can tell, no, you don't really know what you want. You're still kind of fishing. You're still trying to figure it out.
Mhm.
Right,
That's them
right.
basically not knowing who they are. They fishing because they don't know the identity of themselves. And I like the point where you was talking about the shopping, Mike, and something. I'm that guy. When I go shopping, I'm straight direct. I know what I'm going to store. I know what I'm going to get. And if I do end up picking up something, it's going to be some accessories to heighten and get that what I went to go get. If I'm going to get a suit and I'm like, I see a nice tie, some suits. This thing from the it's about to be this thing finna really look more better than that just a suit by itself. Like I said earlier, men who's on that mission, they intentional. They very intentional. We know what we want. We going after it. We not going. We're not going to the Ford dealership to go get a Porsche because we know the Porsche ain't there. So I ain't going to the Ford to get a Porsche. I'm going straight to the Porsche shop, and I know what I'm going to get. That's basically it.
Someone put in the chat that some men will say they're interested in marriage and then they still play games. Would y'all like to comment to that? To me, I'm just saying, if it was me responding, I would just say maybe he's not interested in you specifically. I would also say, not to be rude to anybody, I would say this. You also, as a woman, have to know where your boundaries are, what you will allow, because men that are out to play games are only going to play games with women that they can get away with playing games with. So if you say that you're serious about intentionally dating and a guy come up running game, then you get, again, tell him you ain't McDonald's. You whatever, what I mean? You're one of the steakhouses and you don't sell, you don't sell a single cheese, Happy Meals and stuff. You don't sell that. So he's at the wrong store. He's at the wrong place shopping for what it is he's looking for. You got to let them know that up front. But if you don't,
man,
he gonna keep moving forward until he get whatever he can get out of that situation.
He gonna keep playing in the sand as long as you keep the playground open.
Yes, sir.
So it's like, yeah, you have to, mean what you say and say what you mean. And like you said, if somebody playing games, because guys will do that. They will say one thing and mean something different. My wife always says this. She don't believe in nothing nobody says. Like your actions. I'm watching your actions. I don't care what you said. I don't care what you meant when you said what you said. What are you doing? What are you doing is what speaks to me. And so that's her thing, to this day. Now, it doesn't matter what I say. She's looking at, I believe what you do. I don't believe what you say. I believe what you do. So if you say, you love me, you say you this, then I need to see it. And based on what I see, I need to feel it. And her thing is, the best apology is change actions, change behavior. And so, it's important. Again, it's hard. I'm not going to be, I don't think anything that we're saying is like, oh no, it's just as easy as this. No, people can be deceiving. And that's why prayer is important. Our foundation is prayer. And, God not going to allow you to be tricked. God not going to allow you to have, some serpent, tipping around you and doing whatever. But you have to be open, to being able to hear him and listen to him. And I think it's important too. I'll end by saying this. The people you are around, I think they're important. Like, I'm talking about people that they know you, they know what you've been through, they know what you're interested in, they can see somebody that's good for you and somebody that's not. Sometimes, we can be a little blinded, how and seeing what we want and wanting what we want. But, your family, friends. And again, I ain't talking about everybody, but there's certain individuals that you know, hey, if I bring this person to you, you're gonna tell me what it is for real. And so sometimes you need to have those, those I guess side view mirrors, that's helping you see in your blind spots so that you don't end up crashing into something just because you was focused on one thing. They can help you be like, nah, he cute or whatever, he got money, but something ain't right. And you just got to listen to them and figure it out. It may be nothing, but when you got those kind of people in your life, they will definitely assist you in the right way.
Yeah, that's true. And here's the thing: when a person show you who they are, believe them.
Yeah, that's the thing.
Believe them. Don't think you can save a brother. The brothers ain't out there trying to save women. All the brothers I know, when they meet somebody, if they get to a point where they feel the woman ain't doing something, they get a new woman. They don't sit there wasting time saying, well, I'm gonna give her another year to get it right. No, but you hear women saying that all the time, and there's no disrespect to them. They're just saying, stop trying to save a brother sometimes. And if he ain't doing what you need him to do, then you know that. Quit playing, because at the end of the day, you're the one that's going to pay that price when it's 5, 6, 10 years later, and you still waiting to get a ring on it, and he's not going in that direction.
And here's the thing: when you set a standard or you raise the standard, again, the guy that wants you, he'll do what he need to do. He'll make it happen. Even the guys that's playing will make it happen. But again, you'll figure out that he playing when it only goes but so far. Sometimes you just got to keep raising the stakes. Sometimes you just got to keep raising the standard. And it's like at some point, you get to a certain aptitude where it's like, oh, nah, he like, nah, I ain't willing to do that. But again, that guy that he is like, I don't care what you do. I don't care what you say. I'm willing to fight for you. I'm willing to, to do whatever it takes. And so, again, there is, I will say this: there is no straight line. There is no point A to point B. Sometimes, but I think hopefully some of the stuff that we're saying at least gives you some insight to, how men think and how things go. And again, we're experts in our own lives because we've lived them, but we're not an expert in yours. And so, you have to, again, have some discernment, have a relationship with the Father, have good people around you that can help. And I think all these things, when you mix it up in a bowl, you'll get something that's worth that gives you a fighting chance, basically.
Right.
Yeah.
Any do any of y'all have any closing remarks? And I'll start.
Yeah.
I want to say, first of all, thank you to everybody that came on. What we wanted to do today is really help women understand that we know the pains you're going through when you meet people and you commit yourself, and then you find out days, weeks, months later that the person that you've been spending the time with wasn't interested in what you were. So we were wanting to give you, from our perspective, something that we felt would help you find out sooner than later that the person that you just met is interested in the same thing that you are before you even commit to the first date, if possible. So, at the end of the day, you still want to pay attention. You still want to read the person. You still want to read the room. You still want to understand the conversation, how they came at you. And you also want to, whatever, like we just said just a few moments ago, you also want to stand on whatever your morals are, whatever your values are. Don't reduce them because the guy's fine. Don't reduce it because he's driving a nice car. Don't reduce it because it looks like he's got a lot of bling. Because at the end of the day, that isn't going to get you married. That isn't going to get you closer to marriage. You got to ask him what's in his heart. And sometimes you got to be direct with it. If he's serious, he may say some words that will help you understand that on his own. But at the end of the day, like we just said, it's not a straight line. So you just have to know that and have discernment. Make sure you have a relationship with God, so your discernment is there from the Holy Spirit to help you in that situation.
Good word.
Yeah. Holy Spirit is definitely the most important thing because she's gonna direct you. He straight direct. And if you have that spirit, he giving you that discernment. Don't ignore those red flags. Don't ignore that unction that's telling you that you need to step away, you need to get out, you need to do this. Don't, like Terence said, don't try to save the brother. And I'm gonna say this to my brother. It's not a to beat down. Don't waste the sister's time. Don't be out there just fun. Let them know straight up front that you're serious, or you just out just having fun. It's okay. It's okay if you do that because she'll respect you more. She'll have a better respect for you. She'll know where she stands. She'll know how to handle the date. It'll release a whole lot of tension if we both know upfront what's happening. Like we just out. Even if that question comes up about marriage, it should be a comfortable conversation and a comfortable answer. If he just ain't having fun, he say, that's cool. You asked me that. Like Mike said, some men will run, but those who are looking for marriage, who looking to settle, they can still be out trying to see how things work. Because men don't move by the same time clock as women do, and that's a big thing. He a little bit slower, and it's okay because we want to make sure that this is going to be good because I want to be in alignment. You don't want to just be with somebody and we ain't aligned, and I gotta see if it's okay for me to come downstairs and you're not mad at me about something, and I gotta try to figure out how I can get on your gut side.
Mhm.
You can't go into it's not for that. Not saying that you won't have those type of things, but that that relationship had to be built first in knowing that we have a spiritual connection. We've been dating. We know where we both stand. We know what we like. It's all good here. It's all good here. But when he giving you those things, he's heavy. He's flirting on, want to do all this other stuff and touching. And I'm like, come on, bro. What? You don't, brothers, stop doing it. Stop doing it. Go in with a right heart. Go in with intentionality, and let the sister know straight up. We having I just want to have a good time. And if any questions comes up about marriage and kids and family and all that stuff, be cool with it and just say, yeah, that's cool, but that's not my lane right now. That's not what I'm looking for right now. I'm just looking to just have a great time today. Just want to date somebody, just want to have fun. I don't want to eat by myself today. I think maybe I just want to take somebody out.
Yeah.
Let her know up front, release all the pressure. She ain't got to be looking at you, eyeing you out, seeing if you husband material, and he ain't got to look at you like if you wife material, trying to scope everything out, put on his infrared glasses or whatever you want to call them. If we know exactly what we're doing right up front, all the pressure is gone. We have, like Terence would say, go in and just have a good time. Go in and have a good time. All the pressure stuff should be off. Let's go in and just enjoy each other. And you never know, second date might be a little different. You might say, hey, I got some questions for you. Want to know? You never know. Same thing for the sisters. You might have a question for him. Hey, I just want to know. We had a wonderful time the other night, last week, or last month, whatever it was. That's it. But my sisters, don't pressure the brothers.
Yeah.
Don't pressure them. Get the brothers some space, some time, and stuff like that. Brothers, don't get the sisters all up, thinking that this is going to go further, and it's not. We ain't got time for that.
I like that, Kevin. I think you brought up a really good point. It's as far as the pressure is like sometimes, and same thing with Terence. Sometimes initially, both of y'all should just be trying to have fun. And what I mean by that is, I don't even know if I like you like that. Like, I don't know if I want to. I don't know if I want to marry you. I don't know if I want you to marry me. And sometimes you're not gonna know initially, but that first date will help you to get to know. Or maybe by the second date. And so take your time in that part, because sometimes it's like, you ask the question, do you want to get married? It's like, whoa, I just wanted a burger. I just wanted to, have some coffee or whatever. I don't know if I want to get married to you, right? I mean, I want to know how we can do over some coffee, how we can conversate. So sometimes that's the mindset, and I think it should be mutual. Like go in it like, well, let me just see how you talk. You know, you look cute, but when you open your mouth, maybe garbage comes out. Like, you know, you seem like somebody that's interesting, but you know, you're not interesting to me. Like we didn't gel, we didn't kind of click. And so sometimes the initial conversation or initial dating or initial going out is just for that reason. Outside of that, I just want to say, hey, nobody's perfect. So understand, you know, you got your flaws, he has his flaws, and hopefully, you know, you've taken some time to work on it individually before you even start considering wanting to be with somebody else. And then being perfect. Yeah, it was something else I wanted to say, but it left me. But you know, again, there is no such thing as perfection. You know, take your time, be open, and be yourself. Oh, that's the last thing I want to say is not only be yourself, but know thyself. Like there's no way you can yoke up or link up with somebody and you don't know what you want. You don't know what you like. You don't know. And so, you know, be careful with that. Like spend some time with yourself, know thyself. And now I think that will help too. Like when you meet somebody and they open their mouth or you start, you know, getting to know them, you'll know, you see the red flag, don't ignore it. Like, you know, because you know what you are, you know what's a deal breaker. You know the things that, okay, well, this is okay. Like it ain't no deal breaker. I ain't cool with it, but let me see what else. And so kind of already have you, again, know thyself. I think that's extremely important. When you don't know yourself, you end up trying to get to know yourself while you're trying to get to know somebody else. And sometimes that causes conflict and confusion as well. Cause you're like, well, I didn't know I didn't like that. And I didn't know this was going to be a trigger. I didn't know. And then so it comes out, you know, in the relationship, then it's like, oh, wow. You know, so, and again, that's, like I said, nobody's perfect. No situation is perfect. Your dating relationship is yours. And so take the meat, throw away the bone, but hopefully, you know, something that you've heard will help you in that decision making and in that process.
For sure. And look, I can tell y'all, there was a time, even on my platform I had on there, I'm redefining myself. You know what I mean? I had that on as one of my profiles. I am redefining myself. I'm working on me. Hey, when the end result comes, I'll put it out there. But for right now, I'm still working on them. So yeah, you just got to be honest about who you are and what you're looking for, and know this: be secure with yourself to the point that when you find out this person isn't the one, then they're not the one. Keep it moving. It shouldn't be that your life is going to come to an end because the person you just met isn't the one. Know your worth going into it. Yeah, so with that being said, you know, we pray you guys find something out of this helpful. We, you know, if you got anything, put it in the comments, please, and it'll get back to us. But with that being said, you know, we pray that everybody have an amazing remainder of their evening.
Amen.
Amen.